Hello and welcome to Gifted Underachievers, the podcast for mid-level creatives with delusional ambitions. In this segment, we talk about overhauling your creative space to optimize what you're doing, take away what you don't need. Case study is Pat's cloffice or closet office, something many work-at-home creatives resort to have a space with a door. Hope you enjoy. Hey, James.
Yo, Pat.
Can you tell I'm excited right now?
I can. Your eyes are bright. You got your lower lip tucked underneath your front teeth.
Chipmunk face.
It is the look of pure Pat excitement.
Well, I'll tell you why. Because I've been holed up in my closet office. With just random piles of shit everywhere because I'm, very busy, I guess. And although I have a lot of sort of safeguards for my focus and concentration, I thought that it would be really good for me to do something. Actually, this is inspired by one of our previous Gifted Achiever guests, Carrie McConkey. She said she was doing a very deep clean to reclaim a part of her house so that she can continue writing her book in there, her anxiety for creative entrepreneurs book. That's not the title, but anyway. So she wants to free up her sunroom from just being a sort of a random storage area to become the place where she can write that book away from her work office, which is where she does all her other work. Yeah, her consulting work. So I've been thinking a lot about, and I heard this term, life architecture.
Ooh.
To support whatever you want it to support. So if you want to be a big exercise hound, then your life architecture should support the time, the space, the equipment, the whatever, memberships, whatever, to do that. Race entries, all that stuff. And if I want to really like kind of streamline and clarify how I engage with my different creative work, which includes my paid creative adjacent work to me, because running a business is so creative, and I want to kind of go, okay, the period of compulsive overworking is over. My mom passed away. I'm not trying to make up time all the time. It's like it's still a bad habit, but it's not like running my life the way it was. So now the next thing I want to do is completely empty this office I've been working in for almost 3 years now, take everything out. And I've got a lot of shit in here. I bet it'll create a little mess in the next area, like the next room, because honestly, I have used every square inch of wall space with shelving and displaced shit. And you can't see most of the shit in here because of where my camera faces on my Zoom screen, but it's like there's no unused bit of space. It's not a hoarding situation, but it is very, very tight.
No, there's not enough room to have a hoarding situation in there.
Exactly. I wouldn't be able to get in if I tried to put a stack of something in the floor on the middle of the floor. But I've got an L-shaped counter that I built to use as a desk, and there's almost no free space under it. There's enough room for my legs, and that's about it.
Wow. So when you say take everything, are you going to take the shelves out, the desk out?
No, I paid somebody a lot of money to install those shelves and make them stay there. Okay. So I'm not taking those out. They're very, very useful. Like I'll need them.
I'm seeing behind you.
Yeah.
The hinges on your door show that the door opens into your office.
Yes.
Would you consider changing that so the door opens out just to create even more?
Man, you know what? I never thought of that, but let me look. Yeah, I could do that. I was going to check if it would hit the front door. Like if having my door open would mean the front door to my apartment couldn't open. But I think there's enough room for both. So that's a great idea because that will, I might even reverse the way the door opens so that the hinges are on the other side.
Ooh, even better.
So that I can have a bit more privacy. Because if I open it a certain way, everybody going in and out of the apartment will be able to look in. Like I keep it closed when I'm doing client meetings because it's confidential stuff that we're talking about. Sure. I'm not a therapist, by the way, for new listeners. I'm a book editor. But the opening it the other way will still allow for airflow, better airflow, because this is kind of a swamp. Anyway, so I'm going to take everything out. I'm gonna pick a more creative color. I was reading this book by Donald Rattner, My Creative Space, I think it's called, and it's different ways to use design elements to stimulate ideas and spark
Oh,
innovation. Like there's
all right.
all
I gotta
this.
get this book.
Oh, it's very cool. There's all this science behind it about how different, even what you look at, how much light there is, where it's coming from, what kind of, natural like foliage, if you have any, is in
Hmm.
there. So anyway, pull it all out, and I want to put our friend Carrie, who's also an image consultant, and she didn't make fun of me the way you did about my white space,
You're aggressively
my
white.
aggressively white office. She
Yes.
just said, Pat, your coloring would look great with like an icy blue or a pale. And I took it
Way,
as,
way to go, Carrie. Way to
yeah,
go, Carrie.
she's good at this shit. So she doesn't resort to mockery as a first way. Anyway,
In
so
the first
she
3 seconds of any conversation.
God bless her. Yeah, so I paint it. I love painting. The thing is to paint a room and two coats probably. It's kind of an undertaking, right? Because you do have to
Yeah.
empty everything out, wash the walls, prep it,
Yeah.
all that stuff. So I will need a few days off actually to do this, but so I'll book some time to do it
Yeah.
between projects. So I'm excited. What do you think?
Okay. I think this is awesome. I think there's a lot to be said for this. I think it's great that somebody has written a book on this so you have a
Yeah.
guide to
Yeah.
kind of, try and figure it out. And, thinking about this as an office overhaul slash purge for creative optimization.
Yes.
What changes are you going to make that are going to optimize your creativity or your
Okay.
productivity?
Thank you for asking. Well, I have several boxes of hanging file folders that fit perfectly into the size of my shelving, and there's some of them I only look at once a year. So I'm going
Mhm.
to either remove them from here and find storage place for them somewhere else, so then they're not sitting in front of me all the time.
Right.
I am pretty good at visually adjusting so that whatever I'm working on isn't have a bunch of other projects staring at me. But I'm
Mhm.
going to probably purge half of the paper in here.
Mhm.
There's like website stuff that's obsolete now because my website host is same host, but their tech is way different than when I started 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Probably actually, I think I started my first website in about 2009, 8 or 9, and my patdoby.com. And so all of that, I don't need that all that login information is obsolete.
Yeah, plus having files and things like that in your view space, I
Mhm.
would think kind of affect where your brain is going,
That's what,
right?
yeah, that's what I mean.
You
And
know?
it's actually not in my view space. I have to get up to see it, but
Oh, okay.
I don't need it to take up space on my shelves. I can put current projects
Mhm.
because I also have these two massive banks of wall hung file folder cabinets. There's one there and there's
Mm.
one above my printer way
Yep.
over here.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like I'm not wasting any space here, but I think what I would like to do is purge anything that has become obsolete or no longer. See this little beehive? That's my GU
Yeah.
thing I got at a thrift store.
Oh, very good.
Yeah. Anyway,
That helps.
yeah, it's because some stuff is cool and I like it and I'll keep it. I have a little shrine to money in the corner behind my screen. Um,
Uh-huh.
because I find that if you put stuff in if you have a visual representation of something you're interested in, you'll be able to see it. The plan is that when I purge the stuff that I haven't looked at or that I don't look at, or I look at only once a year, then I can bring in some more of the clarity around what projects I am working on. I can
Mhm.
also, I think the air quality will be a little better because there'll be less paper, less dust catching material in
Yeah,
here.
once that fresh paint
Yeah, right. After
just
that, you can get low VOC paint now, but
yeah.
yeah, I'll need to build in a couple of days for that actually. And then what I also found was that when I had a house guest recently, the life architecture didn't
Uh,
work because I don't sit in here all day. If I have hard copy stuff I'm doing, I'll take it out of this room because it helps me. And
right.
I don't write my own shit in here because it's too worky. So I usually
Right.
work somewhere else, but I had somebody, in the space, so I couldn't really work there either with my other stuff, my creative work. So I've had some thoughts about moving, like just basically barring the door and creating more of a auditory barrier, which is I'm going to use a typewriter for my next draft, and that sounds a lot
Really?
different than somebody working on a computer.
Like
Yeah.
old school typewriter,
I
paper,
have two
ribbon.
typewriters. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
And
good on you.
yeah, just because it's an auditory barrier to interrupting me.
Yeah. That's great. My problem always, because I've thought of that same thing. Maybe I just need to, go back to typing.
Yeah.
But the problem is I just remember fussing so much with typewriters.
Well,
You know?
I've got a good one. I bought it from some guy out of the back of a truck, and it's a Smith Corona from the 60s. It's a portable,
Uh-huh.
but it's electric. And yeah, it works. And I've got like an Underwood from the 1920s. And you need a lot of finger strength for that one, but it also works. It's a manual, so it's really hard to fuck it up. You just got to clean it and stuff, which I need to
Yeah.
do to both of those to start using them.
Okay. Okay. So you're working on sound
Yeah.
or auditory, everything optimized for maximum creativity, productivity. Let's talk wall color and images. Any
Oh,
plans there?
you're like a best girlfriend hanging out talking about
Yeah.
what are you wearing to the grand reunion? Woo! Wall color. Well, I really like the color of the ocean. So I'm thinking something icy and
What
oceanic.
color is it out by Vancouver?
Oh, all the colors.
All the colors.
Well, it's
Well, I
great.
say
Depends
that,
on the sky color, right?
yeah. Well, I say that kind of joking, but so Maine, which I'm very close to, is I remember walking with my mom, excuse me, on the coast of Maine, and she hadn't been there in quite a while, and she'd said to me, "God, I've forgotten how blue it is."
Yeah. Yeah.
And it really is, it can depending on weather and light and that kind of thing, but it really is just this gorgeous deep blue.
Okay, so ours is more, it can be gray on overcast days. It's got like almost like a steely gray sometimes, and there's a lot of green in it too if you're out by Spanish
Hmm.
Banks. And whether the tide's in or out doesn't really matter, but it's like a blue green or a greeny blue.
Hmm.
So that's the more the vibe. Quite a deep, quite a dark color.
Hmm.
It's not like the clear, swimming pool
Hmm.
blue at any point in the year.
Is that a blue that is known to help with creativity, or is this more of a personal
Mm,
choice
you
that
know
blue is
what?
gonna?
I read that book, My Creative Space, quite a while ago. There are colors that are more, conducive than others. And so I think I will have to, I actually took notes because I loved it so much. So I think I will take another look back, but I believe that blues and greens are definitely in that realm because anything that
Uh,
evokes nature is actually supposed to boost your creativity. So I'm also going to bring in a couple of air cleaning wall plants, little tiny ones like English ivy and,
mhm.
spider plant and stuff to clean the air because my CPU is pumping out a lot of heat
Right, right,
and so
right.
stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, and the other images,
Oh, images.
paintings,
Yes.
photos.
Yes. I have mirrors in here because it's a tiny
Mhm.
space. So that expands my visual. Also, being able to look far away is easier. So the mirrors kind of double
Mhm.
my space so I can look what my eye can trick it into
Mhm.
thinking I've got 8 feet to look at instead of
Mhm.
two. Um, but I have images. I do collages sometimes, but I want it to be kind of professional. I mean, right now I look like a weirdo. I've got a 8 by 10 black and white of Basil Rathbone as Sherlock Holmes. I've got a card from a friend that says book lover, and I've got
Mhm.
a project from my daughter that's about autonomy and social roles and stuff, like a poster. I've got a picture of the Virgin Mary and the baby Jesus, and I'm not Catholic. But anyway, I found it and I put it on my core.
Uh-huh.
So I don't know what I'll do with images. I have quite a lot of art that I don't have room for in my condo because I moved from a house. So I'll see if there's anything there I really like.
Cool. Cool. And then my last question is, you're going to go through this experiment, see
Yes.
what happens. Is there any possibility that you're going to say, you know what? This isn't going to, I need a space with windows, and you end up actually moving toward renting an office. I know you did that in the past.
I did it for most of my career actually in this job.
Mhm.
I rented an office for at least 10 years, actually 3 different offices in Vancouver, which, forced me to work more to pay the rent, obviously, because it wasn't pure profit. I would love to rent an office, but I think I'm at the phase of my work life where it would just be extra expense for no reason. Because it works okay here if I am firm and clear with myself about the life architecture I need to sustain working at home. And it just means I can't really host anybody for overnight visits, and I can't, I can't just run off and do errands all the time and shit like that. All the stuff that you figure out early when you work at home.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think also that probably every quarter when I do my CEO meeting, I'll rotate the projects within view, because I plan to, like, my pension project timeline is creeping along, and I'm very close to finishing a couple of those sidelines. So I'm going to keep going on that.
Good. All right. Well, here's to your eyes holding out on all that.
Yeah. Thanks.
But no, I think this is great. And I think, context changes can absolutely be good.
Yeah, I think so. And I really like that term, life architecture. You can think about what supports what your values and your goals are. And then you can kind of look at different creative ways to make that clearer to you, to have visual signs.
Very good. All right.
Okay.
Sounds good.
You. Cheerio then.
We'll check back in.
Alrighty. Thanks so much for listening to Gifted Underachievers, the podcast for mid-level creatives with delusional ambitions. You can find us on iTunes, Spotify, and anywhere else you listen to podcasts. Hope you have a great creative week.